Flynn argues that Islamic extremism must be recognized for what it is, or we will not defeat it. Matt Schlapp, chairman of the American Conservative Union, former White House political director for President Bush, and Marjorie Clifton, former consultant of the Obama team and principal of Clifton Consulting. Good day to both of you. All right,
to be with you.
Matt, what do you think about that comment? Go.
Well, I saw General Flynn as he left that interview last night, and I think he's spot on. How do you defeat an enemy you will not properly describe? And how can you defeat an enemy when you can't articulate a strategy? And how does a president defeat an enemy when he's sitting at a baseball game with another terrorist tyrant in Cuba? I just think everything about what's happened over the last couple days makes it crystal clear to the American voter.
Marjorie? Well, there's two issues here. One you have is counterterrorism and intelligence strategy, which in the past week you could argue, you know, if the strategy is working or not. There's been a lot of attacks on ISIL camps over the last week. The second is a messaging strategy, and the choice to not name these radical jihadists as Islamic State is a very deliberate one. And the reason is because calling them both Islam and calling them both a state legitimizes a group of maniacs who are terrorizing the country, terrorizing the globe right now. And in doing that, we do another thing. We isolate the Muslim population, which does not want to claim these people as their own because it is not under the tenets of their religion that they are practicing, in the same way that the KKK, who claim to be, you could say, radicalized Christians, we did not want to claim as Christians because, again, that legitimizes their actions.
We've heard this argument before. Now, Matt, go ahead and address this in the following sense. Is insult to Islam taking Marjorie's point?
Not at all. The fact is that there are many wonderful Muslim leaders who also think that what's happening inside their religion around the globe is an atrocity. And the fact that we have a president or others of his allies that feel like somehow we're being offensive to the religion of Islam by saying very clearly, all of these jihadists are Muslims. All of them, 100%. So it's clearly a problem within the religion. To try to avoid that conversation, it telegraphs to the American people that you fundamentally don't understand the enemy we face.
Marjorie, does it matter to the terrorists what we call them? Are they sitting around and saying, what it does? How so?
It does, because
where's the evidence that backs that up? Go.
Well, because our claiming a war on a religion is a very different thing than our claiming a war on a group of, again, maniacal terrorists and dangerous people.
But we're not doing that.
Well, in doing that, you're right, because in doing that and claiming a war on an entire religion, by the way, one of the largest... But in calling it Islam, saying this is a war on Islam, this is a war on Islamic extremists. Extremists, yes, they are. But what we do not want to do is isolate an Islamic population and a Muslim population in the United States. As Ted Cruz is now talking about, let's troll Muslim neighborhoods. And in doing that, you already create a fear and isolation for a group that undeservedly so.
Somehow
Again,
I wonder if these guys in Brussels are sitting around arguing that. Now, listen, you mentioned Ted Cruz. This is what he says about this topic we're debating now. Watch.
We have seen President Obama's weakness and appeasement give rise to radical Islamic terrorism. ISIS, which President Obama wrongfully dismissed as the junior varsity, is the face of evil. They have declared jihad on America, and President Obama refused to acknowledge that. He is so captured by political correctness, he's unwilling to confront it. Indeed, he won't even say the words radical Islamic terrorism.
In that comment, Matt, he sounds like Flynn, Mike Flynn.
Yeah, that's exactly right, because I think there's a real unanimity amongst people in this country who really care about these security questions, that if you simply can't call the enemy what it is, how can you possibly describe in a democracy what you're going to do to stop it? I mean, this is just getting absurd, because let me ask you a question. If this is working to try to play nice with the terrorists, how come it's not working on the globe? It's not working.
Marjorie, last comment.
But my question is this a messaging war, or is this an actual actionable war? And I would care more about what are they doing on the ground, what are they doing in terms of intelligence, and what are we doing in terms of attacking and going after the terrorist war.
We're losing this war.
Hang on,
you can
Matt.
argue
Wrap
the
it up,
tactics,
Marjorie.
but the words will not change anything.
All right, Marjorie, thank you. Matt, I've got to run. We'll see you next week, okay? Have a